Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Unique Bio Classes based on NCERT syllabus for PU first and second year. If you like my channel, please subscribe, like, share and hit the bell icon so that you can get notifications as soon as videos are getting uploaded. Okay guys, I am doing with a lot of effort, so please subscribe and share with your friends, and then you can like the video if you like it. Okay guys, we shall start today's video. In a previous video, we have discussed about birth control and population explosion. Today we shall continue with that. There we have discussed about contraceptives. Today we shall discuss about types of contraceptives. These types of contraceptives, as you can find here, types of contraceptives, we have many. What are contraceptives? Contraceptives is a technique, is a method through which avoiding a meeting of sperms and ova. So these contraceptives, we have 7 different types. So we shall start with the first one. I have given a schematic representation of these types of contraceptives you can find in your video. So in this first one is natural or traditional method. The name itself shows it is a natural method, okay, without using any kind of chemicals or any kind of different agents. We are not using any kind of this. Directly it is a natural or a traditional method. Second, we have a barrier. Barrier means which stops, which prevents. Next is intrauterine devices, IUDs. Fourth one is oral contraceptives. Oral contraceptives are those which are taken through the mouth, that is orally. Then injectables. Injectables are those which are given in the form of injections. Next, implants. Implants are those which are inserted in the thigh region under your skin. Next, last one is surgical method or sterilization method. Okay, so you can find this is the last method. So if you find the first one, the first, as we said, it is a natural or traditional method. This natural or traditional method is having 3 different methods. In that first one is periodic abstinence. Second one is withdrawal or coitus interruptus. Third one is lactational amenorrhea. Okay, these are the 3 different natural methods. Okay, about each one in detail I shall discuss after this and discussing about this chart. Second one, as we said, it has barrier which is used to prevent or stop. It is having different types. As you can find, it can be used in the form of condoms, diaphragms, cervical caps or volts. Okay, next, IUDs. IUDs are of again 3 different methods. Non-medicated IUDs, copper releasing IUDs and hormone releasing IUDs. Oral contraceptives, fourth one, in that it is in the form of pills. Okay, these oral contraceptives are used in the form of pills. Why pills? It is called as pill because these are nothing but a tablet which is called as pills. Example, Saheli. Injectables, as I said, injections are given. Implants, example, Norplant, as I said, it is inserted in the thigh region nearby the reproductive organs under the skin. Next, surgical methods or sterilization method. This is a terminal method where you are going to permanently stop the permanently, which can stop that conceiving of baby, or it can stop fertilization. We have 2 different types, that is vasectomy and tubectomy. Okay, so about all this I shall discuss in detail. If you wanted to copy this, please pause the video and copy that one so that it will be easy for you all to understand which all are what and what types are there in that, and how many different types are available. Okay, now I shall start with the first one. First one we have here as natural method. Okay, in a natural or traditional method, what happens? It avoids the chances of meeting of sperm and ova. Sperm and ova should not meet. What happens if these meets? What happens? Then it leads to fertilization. If fertilization takes place, then it results in the pregnancy. So that's why natural method, it avoids chances of meeting of sperm and ova. So the types or different methods in natural method are, first one is periodic abstinence, as we said earlier. This periodic abstinence, in this, couples avoid coitus from day 10 to 17. From day 10 to 17, couples should avoid the coitus during menstrual cycle. Okay, in a menstrual cycle starts the first day of menstrual cycle, second day of menstrual cycle, like that you have day 10 to 17. This period is dangerous. Okay, for those who don't wanted to conceive, for those who don't wanted to get pregnant, for those, this period is danger. Why it is danger? Because this period is actually fertile period, as I have mentioned here. Why it is called as fertile period? Because in this period itself, ova is released. As we said, ovulation takes place on the 14th day of menstrual cycle. So the chances of release of ova is in this period. When there is a release of ova naturally, in that period, if there is no coitus, if there is no release of sperm, then no chances of fertilization, then no pregnancy. Hope you understood this. So for those who do wanted to get pregnant, for those, this period, menstrual cycle day 10 to 17 is a danger period. For those who wanted to conceive, this period is a fertile period. Okay, hope you understood this. Now in this period, there should be no coitus, there should be no insemination. Other days, before 10th day and after 17th day, if there is a coitus, then it does not lead into fertilization. Why? Because ova is not present in that period. Only sperm will be there, but then there is no meeting of sperm and ova and no fertilization. Right? Okay. Next, periodic abstinence, in that as chances of fertilization are very high during this period. As I said, fertile period, in that chances of fertilization are very high. Why it is very high? Because in fertile period ova will be released, so chances of fertilization are more. This is about periodic abstinence. Next you have second one, in a natural method, withdrawal or coitus interruptus. Now withdrawal, the name itself shows withdraw. Okay, stop, there itself it has to be stopped or withdrawn. So what is withdrawn? A method in which the male partner will withdraw his penis. Okay, as we said, the penis is going to inseminate or is going to release sperm in the vagina. Okay, so during coitus, if male partner is withdrawing his penis before ejaculation of sperms in the vagina, then it can avoid insemination. Okay, insemination does not take place inside the vagina, it can take place outside. If it takes place inside the vagina, then it is danger, so that it can undergo fertilization. If it is outside, then that sperms is not reaching to the vagina, not to the ova. Okay, so a method in which male partner withdraws his penis from vagina before ejaculation to avoid insemination. Okay, this is coitus is interrupted, coitus is stopped or withdrawn. Okay, third one is what here? It is nothing but lactational amenorrhea. This lactational amenorrhea, lactation, we have discussed about this. Lactation is nothing but where mother is going to feed the baby with a mammary gland which produces milk, right? So this lactational amenorrhea, in this period, absence of menstruation. Okay, as soon as parturition, after delivery, mother starts to produce milk. Now that period, till what time she is going to produce milk, that we call it as lactational period. Now here, in the absence of, there is an absence of menstruation in this period. Okay, if there is an absence of menstruation in that intense lactation means, then there is no formation of ova, there is no ovulation. When menstrual cycle takes place, then there is a ovulation. If there is no menstrual cycle, then there is no ovulation, no formation of ova. Okay, absence of menstruation in lactational amenorrhea. The menstrual cycle do not occur during the period of intense lactation. Okay, menstrual cycle does not take place when there is a period of intense lactation, when there is a continuous providing milk to the young ones following parturition after delivery. Chances of conception are almost nil. Okay, conception, that is conceiving or getting fertilized, is almost nil in this period, because no menstrual cycle, no ovulation. No ovulation means then there is no formation of ova, then there is a pregnancy, chances are nil. It is effective only up to a maximum period. Okay, now this lactational amenorrhea is effective only up to a maximum period. What is that maximum period? Up to 6 months after parturition. 6 months after parturition, only till that period it is effective. Later it can undergo, then later it will start with the menstrual cycle, there is a formation of ova, then this lactational amenorrhea method cannot be used. When a female is not undergoing menstrual cycle, which means then she is not producing ova, then there is no chance of fertilization, then coitus can take place in this period. Okay, then in these methods means what? This is about these natural methods, all natural methods. In these methods, side effects are nil, right? Because these are natural, we are not using any kind of chemicals or nothing. Then chances of failure are also high. Chances of failure are high, but no side effects. But failure are high doesn't mean that you are not taking care, because for example, chance of failure when it takes place when that individual male partner is not removed the penis or withdraws his penis from the vagina, okay, and a small amount of sperms has been entered inside the vagina, then chance of failure are there, right? Like that you have that calculation of the number of days and all. If there is some mistake, then also it can cause failure in this method. Anyhow, this is about natural or traditional method, which are having three types: periodic abstinence, withdrawal or coitus interruptus, lactation, amenorrhea. All types of contraceptives are very, very, very important. Either it can be asked for 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark, 5 mark question. All different types of questions have been asked from these methods. So as I have prepared a note of it, I request you all to pause the video, copy it as a notes, and then you proceed further. If not, it has been given even in your textbook, same, but just preparation of notes, it takes a time. Here it has been prepared already, ready-made notes is there, you can copy it. Anyhow, that was of natural method. Second one is barrier method. Barrier, as I said, which is used to stop or prevent. Okay, so barrier method, it prevents physical meeting of sperm and ovum. So principle of all contraceptives is same, that they are not allowing sperm and ova to meet, so that it will not undergo fertilization. So in barrier method, we have condoms here. Condoms, these are made up of thin rubber. Okay, sometimes these condoms are made up of rubber sheath or latex sheath. Either it can be of rubber or of latex, which is used to cover the penis in male. Okay, in males, these condoms is used to cover penis. In females, it is used to cover vagina and cervix. Okay, just before coitus. Now, when this penis is covered with this rubber or latex sheath, then that sperms will not be released in the vagina. It will be released in that rubber or latex sheath. If it is used in females, that is in the vagina and cervix, it is used to cover vagina and cervix, then male no need to use this condom, because when male releases these sperms, then those sperms could not enter inside the vagina because it has been blocked with the condoms. Which one? Rubber or latex sheath condoms. Okay, so these are used. Next example for male condom, here we have, it is Nirodh. Okay, Nirodh is a male condom which is used by males. It protects the user from contracting STDs and AIDS. Okay, these condoms, they are widely used. Why? Because these are not spreading STDs and AIDS, because it is providing, it is not having the contact between the male and female because of the presence of barrier around it, around the penis or the vagina. So AIDS and STDs, its contamination or its contracting can be prevented. Next, condoms are disposable. Condoms are disposable, which means easily thrown. It can be self-inserted and it gives privacy. When it is self-inserted, means it gives the privacy to the user. Okay, this is about condoms. Next, in the barrier, we have diaphragms, cervical caps and holes. These are again three different types in barriers. So these barriers are made up of rubber. It is inserted in female reproductive tract. These are inserted only in female reproductive tract, whereas condoms are used by males and females. Anyhow, so insert in female reproductive tract to cover cervix. Okay, here cervix is covered when during coitus. So what does this do? They block the cervix during coitus. Okay, when the cervix is blocked, then what happens? Then it is not allowing the sperms to enter. Okay, as we have shown female reproductive system, something like this. So if this cervix itself has been blocked, providing a covering around it, then sperms could not enter inside it. Now these diaphragms, cervical caps and holes, they are reusable. They can be reused, whereas condoms were disposable. Okay, these are reusable. This, which one? Now this diaphragm, cervical caps and holes and these condoms, those are used with spermicidal creams, jellies, foams are used along with these barriers. These three, any one of this can be used along with the barriers, any one of the barrier whichever we have discussed, to increase the contraceptive efficiency, so that contraceptives are working more effectively. Okay, practically their work will be increased with the use of all this. Okay, this is about barriers. Next, third one we have IUDs. Very important IUDs we have here. Okay, intrauterine devices. These intrauterine devices, it has been asked many a times. Okay, these devices are inserted by doctors, whereas these barriers earlier what we said, it is going to maintain the privacy, which means it can be inserted by self, whereas IUDs are inserted by doctors or expert nurses in uterus through vagina. Okay, inside the vagina, nurses or doctors will insert it. So types are there. Non-medicated IUDs. Example, Lippes loop. Lippes loop is an example for non-medicated IUDs. Its function is it will increase the phagocytosis of sperms in uterus. Okay, when sperm is reaching to the uterus, the phagocytosis of sperms takes place. Phagocytosis means what? Engulfing. Okay, you might have seen engulfing of many of the fishes or other animals. So here you can find phagocytosis of sperms takes place. By whom? By this non-medicated IUDs. When they are engulfing the sperms, then there are no sperms in the uterus. There is no fertilization. Okay, so increases phagocytosis of sperms in the uterus. Next, copper releasing IUDs. Example, copper T, copper 7, multi-load 375. Okay, so these copper releasing IUDs are copper ions released. The copper ions which are released, those will suppress the sperm motility. Sperm motility will get suppressed. As we have discussed in discussing about the structure of sperm, we have said that sperm should have that much motility, right? It is having a tail, so that it is having a motility, so that it can move faster and reach to the ova. If sperm motility itself has been suppressed, okay, then what happens? Fertilizing capacity of sperms will be reduced. Is it? Copper ions release suppress the sperm motility, and it will suppress the fertilizing capacity of the sperms. So copper releasing IUDs example, copper T, copper 7, multi-load 375. This has been asked many times, all IUDs, by asking in entrance exam, in NEET paper, in theory paper, in CET paper, you have got all these IUDs. Next, hormone releasing IUDs, the IUDs which are releasing hormone. Example for that is Progesta Cert and LNG20. These two examples have been mentioned in your textbook. It makes uterus unsuitable. Okay, uterus will get unsuitable for implantation. Okay, for implantation it does not allow, and cervix hostile to sperms, which means sperms will be present only in cervix. They are not moving further in the uterus. Okay, hormone releasing IUDs, they are hormones which are released by these IUDs. They make the uterus unsuitable for implantation. It does not allow for implantation in the uterus, and sperms will be present only in cervix. They are not allowed to enter inside. So all these are very important with their function, with their examples. So this is about IUDs. Okay, next, fourth one we have here about oral contraceptives, right? These oral contraceptives, as I said, it is taken through orally as in a form of tablets. Because it is taken in the form of tablets, it has been mentioned it as pills. These pills consist of small doses of either progestogen or progestogen-estrogen combination. Okay, these tablets or these pills consist of either only progestogen, as you know these are nothing but the hormones, progestogen, or progestogen-estrogen combination. These two in combination can also be used to make this kind of pills which are used by females. Now these pills are taken daily for a period of 21 days. Okay, for a period of 21 days these pills are taken. Which 21 days? Not of a calendar. It starts from within the first 5 days of menstrual cycle, which means these 21 days are of menstrual cycle. And within the first 5 days of menstrual cycle, you will start with the 5th day. From 5th, if you are started taking these pills, then it should be continued for next 21 days. After 21 days, you will get a gap of 7 days. It is repeated in the same pattern. Okay, after 7 days of gap, again these pills will be started from the 5th day of menstrual cycle. Okay, within the first 5 days of menstrual cycle, these pills should be taken. With that, you have one example of this, Saheli. Saheli is one of the common pill which has been found, and earlier also I have discussed about this. Saheli, this was the new pill which has been found in CDRI in Lucknow, that is Central Drug Research Institute located in Lucknow. They have initiated this Saheli. Okay, Saheli, it is a new oral contraceptive used for females containing non-steroidal preparation. It is not having that steroidal hormones. Corticoids are having steroidal or non-steroidal hormones. This it consists of non-steroidal preparation. Okay, Saheli is taken once a week pill. Saheli is once a week pill, whereas other pills we said it is taken for 21 days, whereas Saheli is a once a week pill. In a week, 1 week, one pill is enough with a few side effects and high contraceptive value. Okay, side effects are less, and it does not allow for conception. Okay, it does not allow for fertilization. So about Saheli you should know. Now I have given here it as advantages. You can write even in the form of mode of action. Mode of action of whom? Mode of action of oral contraceptives. How does they work? Okay, so how does they work? Are they inhibit ovulation and implantation? Which one? This progestogen, estrogen put together, it will inhibit ovulation. Inhibit ovulation means there is no formation of ova. When there is no formation of ova, then there is no implantation. Even what does they do? Alter the quality of cervical mucus. Cervix is producing some kind of mucus which will prevent entry of sperms. Okay, what mucus is produced by cervix? Actually it helps for the movement of sperms, but here what happens? It is preventing that movement of sperms. Next, pills are very effective with least side effects. Right, pills are very effective, it has very least side effects, and it is accepted by almost all females. Many of the females, nearly 95% of the female are using these contraceptives called as oral contraceptives. Okay, so these are mode of action or advantages of oral contraceptives. Fine. Next we shall discuss about both injectables and implants. In injectables and implants, you can find there is a combination of progestogen alone or in combination with estrogen. As I have discussed about the pills, they consist of either only progestogen or they might be with a combination with estrogen. They are in the form of pills. Here they are in the form of injections. They can be in the form of injections or implants. Injections already you know, right? Implants are what? Those are small glass tube-like structures in which these combination hormones are present inside that. These are placed under the skin. Okay, implants are placed under the skin. Their mode of action is similar to pills. As mode of action, what we have discussed here, same mode of action is of this injectables and implants. And effective periods are much longer. Their effective period is much longer than the pills. These are injectables and implants. Both are effective within 72 hours. 72 hours of coitus. Okay. After coitus, within 72 hours of it, if these injectables or implants are used, then also it can avoid this. I am talking about after coitus. Okay, now earlier what we have discussed other contraceptives all are before coitus. Here after coitus of 72 hours also it can be used, or as an emergency contraceptive to avoid pregnancy. Okay, especially due to rape case or casual unprotected intercourse. In a rape case, after a female is getting raped, then there are chances of getting pregnant. So to avoid that, within 72 hours of a rape or a coitus, then those should be provided with these injections or implants, that is to avoid pregnancy. Okay, so injectables and implants, about that you have here, and its images are also there. I shall show you. Before proceeding further, I would like to discuss the last one first. The last one is what? It is nothing but our a surgical method, right? So we have surgical method here. Fine. So seventh one, surgical method or sterilization. Surgical method is using surgery. We are doing this technique, and it is a permanent method. The chances of getting reverse is very less. Okay, it is used to prevent any more pregnancy. Okay, it is the last method to prevent pregnancy. It blocks gamete transport and prevent conception. Gamete transport will be blocked, and it will prevent conception, that is planning, it will prevent that meeting of sperm and ova. As we have said earlier, it is having vasectomy and tubectomy. In vasectomy, a small part of vasa deferens is removed or tied up through a small incision or scrotum, and tubectomy, a small part of fallopian tube is removed or tied up through a small incision in abdomen or vagina. I will show this one in the diagram. I will come to know very clearly. These techniques are highly effective, but the reversibility is very poor. They are highly effective. The reversibility, as I said, the reverse of this, it could not be in surgical method. Okay, it is very poor. As we can say, reversibility in other like injectables, implants, oral contraceptives, IUDs, what I discussed, in that reversibility is there. Whenever a couple does not want to have a child or a space between the pregnancy, they can have these pills, they can use that barriers, they can use that natural methods, whichever method they want. As soon as they want to have a pregnancy, then they have to stop all these methods which they are using. That's it. Whereas in sterilization method, there is no such reversibility. And reversibility, if it is there, then second time they have to go for surgery, and after that surgery, then they have to, if it is successful, then there will be a chances of getting pregnant again. So this sterilization or last method, surgical method, it has been it will be used only at the end, when they don't wanted to have further pregnancies. Okay, so I shall show you that one in my textbook how it appears. It is about this one. You have here on page number 59. Hope it is visible. Okay, on page number 59 you can find these different types of contraceptives, and here you can find natural method, everything. Some pictures are there, I shall show you all. So in this you can find condom for male. It is a condom which is used by the male to cover the penis, and this is condom for female. This is used by the females to cover the cervix and vagina. And this one is copper T. Okay, copper T. Now this copper T is used by the females inside the vagina. Copper T comes under the IUDs, so because of its shape it can be used. So as there is a shape, it can be easily inserted in the vagina. So if I show you that diagram in the previous chapter of a female reproductive system, then it will be easy for you all to understand. Okay, so if you find here, 1 second, let me adjust your camera for your diagram. Okay, now this is the vagina and this was the cervix. Copper T, how it will be placed? It will be placed something like this. If I am showing with a pencil here with the pen, this is, it appears like this. It happens T like this. It is placed here so that further entry of sperms will get stopped. Okay, so condoms are also used to cover here. Okay, barriers, everything. As we were here, these are those diagrams. This is the copper T. And the implants, these are the implants. Okay, these are appearing like it is made up of metal, but actually it is made up of glass, and that inside that there will be a presence of that progestogen, or in combination with progesterone and estrogen. This will be inserted under the thigh region, under the skin, nearby the reproductive organs. Okay, either male or a female, especially it is used by the female, nearby the reproductive organs. Now this outer covering will get dissolved in under the skin, and it will release this hormones inside, and it will start its function. The function, as we said, it will inhibit ovulation and implantation, and it will alter the quality of cervical mucus to prevent entry of sperms. All those what we have discussed earlier, same points you have. So these are the implants. A good example for implant is a Norplant, right? Now about the sterilization techniques, what I was discussing. So that sterilization techniques you have here, tubectomy and vasectomy. Tubectomy is used for used for female. Vasectomy, it is used for males. Okay, so if you have your textbook, you can refer that too. If it is not that visible, clearly visible here, it's on page number 61. First I shall discuss about vasectomy. What we said in vasectomy we said that a small part of vasa deferens is removed. This is the vasa deferens. A small part of the vasa deferens is removed or tied up through a small incision or screw. So this actually it is continued. Here what we did, we have made a cut on that and it has been tied. So sperms which are produced in the testes, those are those are getting transported through this and it will be reached the penis. But here what happened, because it has been cut, there is no further transportation of sperms. Sperms will be living in this part, in this region only, till they are viable. After that they will get dissolved. And this is vasectomy. In tubectomy takes place in females. In females, you can find that fallopian tube has been cut, or there is a small incision in the fallopian tube. It will be cut and it will be tied. As you can find, as it has been tied here, then again, ova which has been produced by the ovary, it will be transported through the fallopian tube. It will be present here in the ampulla isthmic region. Whereas sperms, when it will enter inside this vagina, they are moving here and they will start to move this side. But because it has been cut, or it has got a cut or an incision here, sperms could not reach to the ova and there will be no fertilization. So tubectomy, there is a small incision in the fallopian tube which does not allow meeting of sperm and ova. In vasectomy, there is a small incision in vasa deferens which does not allow for transportation of sperms. So this will be a permanent method. Some rarely we can find that it can be reversible, because it should be again undergone second surgery. So doctors will not allow for this. They'll first ask whether they are terminating the pregnancy, which means they wanted to stop the pregnancy further, they don't wanted to get pregnant. So in that case only these have been performed. Okay, after this, in the next page you have here, as we are saying that it causes only least side effects. Okay, least side effects what we have mentioned, and of whichever barriers, whichever contraceptives has been used, it should be first taken consultation from the doctor or medical professionals, and this is helpful to delay or space between the pregnancy, as you can find in your textbooks. And because of some, and due to any personal reasons, it can be used. It is having least side effects, as we said. It is having ill effects like nausea, okay, feeling to vomit, abdominal pain, that is stomach pain, breakthrough bleeding, and there will be continuous bleeding, irregular menstrual bleeding, which means irregular menstrual cycle takes place, and even breast cancer. Even breast cancer, it has been given. These comes under least side effect. While using these contraceptives, keep all these least side effects in your mind, and then you can proceed it. Okay, so this is about contraceptives. I think this video has become very lengthy. I think 31 minutes. Oh my god, I think now you all are getting bored. But because it's very important topic and it should be continued to it should be explained continuously, so that it will be easy for you all. Anyhow, I would like to request you all, so please share this video, share this channel, subscribe to this channel, and please like. If you have any doubts, please comment it in the comment box. In my next video I am going to discuss about the STDs. Then we shall meet in our next video. Stay safe, stay healthy.